Hi everyone, it's Tuesday and we have been talking a little bit more about area and perimeter. Yesterday we reviewed um, a little bit about both just to kind of refresh our memories a little bit. Today we're going to focus on area only and we're going to talk about what we call tiling. And you're going to do some guided practice and an IXL today that kind of goes along with that. So we know that the area is the inside of a shape, kind of like if you needed to know how much carpet you would need to know the area of your room. Well, we can do that by drawing in the squares in a shape, in a rectangle. It doesn't always have to be a rectangle, but we can draw them in to find the area. The only thing we need to remember, however, is that when we do that, our squares need to be exactly the same size. So I have up here what's called a unit square, and I'm going to look at figure A, and I'm going to estimate how many of these unit squares I might need to fill up the area of figure A. I can drag this unit square over and you can see that it takes up that much space. So take a minute and maybe pause this video and see if you can estimate how many squares it's going to take to fill up figure A. Okay, if you said 4, you are correct. When I turn on the grid here, I can see that as the grid pops up, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 square units inside of figure A. And that's how I can get the area. Okay, now I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to look at figure B. Again, I'm going to drag our unit square and we'll kind of estimate and see how many unit squares it will take to fill up figure B if we were to draw them in. Okay, let's check it with our grid. We'll turn that on and I'm counting 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. So the area of figure B is 8 square units. Okay, moving on to figure C. This one is a little bit different shape. As we know, when we have a room that needs carpet, if we need the area, then rooms aren't always rectangular. Sometimes they're odd shapes. They're different sizes. And so sometimes we need to know the area of an L-shaped room or a bedroom or something. So as you can see, my unit square fits there. And I can kind of estimate to see what my area is. And I'm going to leave it there and let's see if you can figure it out. Okay, turning on my grid, let's check it. I see 4 squares in the top, plus 2 more here is 6, plus 2 more here is 8. So figure C has an area of 8 square units. Last example is figure D, and I'm going to move my unit square over. Let's see if you can estimate and figure it out. If I turn on my grid, let's do this. It's not going to let me. Whoa. There we go. Let's turn on the grid there, and then I'll move myself down to there. I think I need to make myself smaller. There we go. So as you can see, the area of figure D is 6 square units. So that's how we can find the area using what we call tiling. And again, it's kind of like drawing in the squares. However, we need to make sure that the squares that we would use are exactly the same size each and every time. Now, today for guided practice, you are going to do a couple of slides that look like this. You're going to estimate the area, and you're going to take the squares that you see here, and you're going to drag them into your shape in order to tile the shape to find the square unit. So before you do that, estimate first. That means make a guess. You're going to type in your number here, and then you will drag the squares over to find what the actual area is. You're going to do that for both of these shapes, okay? Over here, it says reflect. You can type in an answer in this box. It says, imagine that you are purchasing an area rug for your living room. Why would you need to use area measurements? And we kind of already talked about that. So see if you can type an answer in for that question. Okay. After you submit that, there's one more activity for you to do. You don't have to do it all today, but at least you can get started and maybe try to get your SMART score to about 50. In IXL DD9, you are going to tile the different shapes using these unit squares that you see. Okay, and you're just going to drag them over, and then it asks you what the area of the rectangle is, and you can type in this number. If I was going to tile this whole rectangle, I can kind of see as I'm doing it, there's 4, and I believe it's going to be 6 as I put in the last 2 tiles there. Okay, so then I'm going to just type in my number, and square units is already there, okay? Or if it's square feet or square whatever, it should already be there. Here's another one that just says square units, okay? So that is how you will do today's work. Have a good day.